You know that one neighbor? The one who acts like they were crowned mayor of the cul-de-sac? Clipboard in hand, walking around like neighborhood royalty? Well, imagine if that same neighbor pushed her power trip so far she ended up in handcuffs, on her own picture-perfect lawn. And the person who brought her down? Her victim's wife, working dispatch at 911. We moved into our dream home just 3 months ago, a stunning place nestled right at the edge of a luxury community called Oak Ridge Hollow. Technically, we weren't part of the HOA. The property lines were crystal clear. We had legal docs to prove it. But apparently, Karen Wilcox didn't get the memo, self-appointed. Enforcer of the Homeowners Association. She knocked on our door one afternoon, clipboard clutched like a badge of honor, that tight-lipped smile glued to her face. I thought she was just being friendly. Nope. She was scoping our home for violations. Your mailbox, she chirped, doesn't meet community standards. Replace it within 7 days. I gently explained we weren't in the HOA and even offered to show her documents. Karen just waved it off. That's a common mistake. All homes on this row follow the same visual codes. Before leaving, she handed me a binder thicker than a Bible, packed with rules about everything from fence paint to the types of flowers allowed on porches. From there, it got ridiculous. A new complaint every single week. Porch lights too bright. Lawn not trimmed correctly. She even blocked our driveway with her golf cart. One morning, measuring our hedges with a tape, measure like she was solving a crime. When fake violation notices started appearing on our mailbox, my wife suggested we just ignore her. That worked for about 2 days. Before Karen upped the crazy, she began taking photos of our house at night. That's when we installed a simple security gate. Nothing extreme, just a barrier between us and her obsession. And that's when Karen snapped. She showed up early one morning, jamming the buzzer like it was a fire alarm. I answered through the intercom. You need to open this gate now, she ordered. There's been a complaint. I'm here for inspection. I calmly reminded her again. We weren't part of the HOA. She leaned into the camera, eyes blazing. You'll regret this, she hissed. Then she took off in her golf cart like a storm. 20 minutes later, my phone buzzed. Motion alert. There she was, outside the gate, pointing at our house and yelling into her phone. I turned up the audio, just in time to hear her lie to 911. Yes, police? They're screaming at this house. They won't open the gate. I think someone's hurt. I froze. My wife, Elaine, works as a 911 dispatcher, but she can't take personal calls while she's on shift. I could only wait and watch. What Karen didn't know? Elaine was the one who picked up her call. She instantly recognized Karen's voice and our address. She couldn't ignore it entirely due to protocol, but she flagged it as suspicious. Labeled the call for a welfare check, not an emergency. She also made sure to note Karen was a known nuisance caller. 10 minutes later, a police cruiser rolled up. Karen greeted them like she was performing on stage, dramatically gesturing at our home, pointing, acting like an episode of Dateline was being filmed. I met the officers at the gate holding my ID. Officers, there's no emergency. This woman has been harassing us for months about HOA rules that don't even apply to our home. One officer touched his earpiece, face suddenly serious. Sir, is your wife Elaine Miller? I nodded. She's on dispatch right now. He turned toward Karen. Ma'am, did you place a 911 call claiming a violent incident here? Karen crossed her arms. Yes, something's going on in there. The officer's face went ice cold. Ma'am, all 911 calls are recorded. Dispatch records say you've done this to other neighbors before. You're being placed under arrest for filing a false police report and abusing emergency services. Karen's jaw dropped. This is insane. I'm the HOA president. Didn't matter. They cuffed her right there on her pristine lawn, while half the neighborhood gathered to watch. One older man walked over and whispered, We've been waiting for years for someone to stand up to her. Turns out Karen's harassment went deeper than we knew. At an emergency HOA meeting later that week, she was unanimously removed from her position. In court, she got slapped with a $5,000 fine, 200 hours of community service, a year of probation, and a restraining order keeping her 100 feet away from our property. And just like that, Karen's dictatorship was over. All because she messed with the wrong family and the wrong dispatcher. Subscribe for more wild neighborhood drama and true stories you won't believe actually happened